Hello everybody, Hellcrix here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere. Well, today we're going to be talking about the 75-ton vehicle, the Padilla. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it's a heavy artillery tank from the Star League. So we're going back to when the Star League was running around and they had all these fun little toys, which has a pretty cool weapon system on board. Now, the tank is a 580. When you say a tank with a 580 with a fusion engine, yes, it comes with an XL engine as part of the Star League. Yes. So that's how they get that sucker up to 5.8 using an XL. Comes with 10 free heat sinks off the fusion reactor, but it only has 5.5 tons of armor for 88 points. So yes, there are locusts running around with about that much. And we have weapon systems on board. We have an Arrow 4 system in the front slope. And then we have 2 medium pulse lasers on the front slope, an anti-missile system on the front slope, tag system on the front slope, and then we have 6 tons of ammo for the Arrow 4 in the body, and then we have 2 tons of ammo for the anti-missile system in the body. Doesn't have a turret, it just means point and shoot. Got to point your vehicle towards the direction you want to go, and there you go. You send it downrange. Now, the interesting thing about this vehicle, it has a tag system, so kind of technically short-range stuff, it can handle itself. But usually this, being its artillery, you'd be running around with some a lance of fast movers that have a tag system on board. This is like, let's say back in the day, let's say you have a Mercury with a tag on board. Its job, it just runs around there going, hey, I see you here. Tag, you're it, and then here comes the artillery smacking down onto the target. So, yeah, not a bad system. It might have been better off if they would have put the in a turret to, allow it to sit there and not have to worry about hitting systems off to the flank by having to move. But I guess if you're looking at artillery and you look at the range that it engages its targets at, and you look at the firing arc, the farther that arc goes out, it's like distance downrange, the bigger the swath is. So if you're off board someplace, it can easily hit the targets out long range. So if you're sitting at the far back of the map, you can, pretty much cover from one corner to the other corner of a map hex or a tabletop, as you're looking at the angle going all the way out. So it's not really an issue, but, it'd be nice to be able to have a turret where you can turn the turret around, turn the vehicle facing the opposite direction away from where you're going, and then just fire the missiles out. And then when the bays are empty, you just, or any dangers coming in, it's like, oh, we got some fast movers coming in. Let's just hide it a little, wait down the middle off the tabletop and get out of there, because a system like this is important to keep alive. And being a 5.8 mover, it can displace pretty quickly. So there's that. And one thing is that when it is that fast, it can move to a new position if need be quickly, but it doesn't necessarily have to, being that it's artillery. So that's the interesting thing about it. So that's pretty much how you're going to use it. It's like if you have a lance of these, if you got the points, we're talking a little over 1,100 battle value. You might have 1 or 2 of them in your force, along with some mechs and infantry and stuff like that, or armor for some combined arms, which is typical Star League style operations. Yeah, we'll have your spotters, you'll have maybe a bodyguard or something like that, and then there you go. So that's pretty much how you're going to use it. You just park this thing someplace on either on a hilltop or behind something and just rain down fire on your target. Now, with your own advent of the with tag, yeah, you might be able, or if you have a couple of these guys, they might be able to tag targets for themselves. It's possible. So there. Now, there are one variant to this, and this is House Capella, or the House Lyle, the Capellans. They have an LRM version of this. Now, this one here, they retrofitted their Aero 4 systems out for an LRM 20. And well, it says it has a pair of LRM 20s, but the only way you can do that is if you lower the speed down to a 4.6 instead of a 5.8. Then you're able to put some launchers on board, 2 LRM 20s, but it only carries 2 tons of ammo with it, and it does come in at a battle value of about the same, just a little over 1,100. But yeah, with 2 tons of ammo, it's not going to last very long on the battlefield. And once again, it's like you point it, if you had a turret on board, this really is like a slower mover. Hide it up on a hilltop someplace, and then just rain down your 6 turns, and then, well, you leave. Yeah. So, what I always looked at it is, let's see, I do have a version here. The same vehicle, but put LRM 15s on board. And then you can up armor it, keep some 3 medium lasers and a small laser. And you could put the 2 LRM 15s in a turret with 3 tons of ammo. So you go fire for 12 turns versus 6. So basically you're doubling your output, and it stays on the battlefield longer, and I think it was 152 points of armor. That's pretty respectable. That'll keep it around for a while too, but it's only 4.6 with a fusion reactor. So there, that is it. There's not much to be said about the vehicle, other than it is kind of a dinosaur that doesn't see very often. I imagine there's a lot of people out there never even heard of it or even seen it on the battlefield. It's going to be a rarity. The only time you're really going to see these is if you're playing, let's say, the Ameris Civil War, with the Star League Defense Force going after Ameris, battling it out, because that's where most of these things were, and they got smoked pretty hard, disappeared off the battlefield. So that's it. That is the vehicle in a nutshell. Not much to it. Not really a lot of excitement. It does have its uses, so if you have one, look at it as a artillery support vehicle, and maybe even think about what it would take to put it in a turret. Retrofit that thing with a turret. So it can be very useful. All right, so that's it. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcracks out.